afternoon, friends. Thank you so much for joining us today in this beautiful Tuesday afternoon where we are ready to set sail with Costa Cruises. I know all of you are very excited to know more about Costa Cruises and everything that they have to offer. The next 1 hour will be extremely interesting where we have a wonderful presentation by Costa Cruises and we have some amazing videos. I've personally seen the videos and I can tell you you're absolutely going to enjoy them this afternoon. Before moving forward, I have a very important announcement to make, which is that we have a super exciting quiz at the end of this webinar. Yes, we have such an exciting quiz that you stand a chance to win a trip on the new Costa Cruise ship that is sailing from India. Can you imagine the chance to be on this ship? And it's just not for one person, but for two people. So if you win the quiz, you can take someone else with you. Now, isn't that exciting? I'm sure all of you are waiting to sell more cruises on this ship and actually go on the ship yourself. So please pay attention to the webinar because you will need to understand this presentation to answer the quiz questions. Before moving forward with the presentation, I have some housekeeping announcements for you. Firstly, please ask questions in this webinar. There is a chat tab on your screen. Ask questions in the chat tab and we will be taking up questions in the second half of this webinar. Next, there is a reconnect button on your top of your screen. There's a white color button that says reconnect. So in case you can't hear us or you can't see us, press the reconnect button and you should be able to hear us and see us. And finally, a recording of this webinar will be made available to you in the next 24 hours. You will receive an email from us with a full recording of the webinar. So in case you miss something, you have the facility to see the recording and catch up on anything that you have missed. With this, I'm all excited to talk about the new Costa Cruises. And obviously, I'm not the one giving the presentation. On my screen with me, I have Vasundhara Gupta, the Head of Sales and Marketing for Lotus Aero Enterprises, the GSA for Costa Cruises. And the other two beautiful ladies I have on my screen are again from Lotus Aero Enterprises, the GSA for Costa Cruises. We have Ms. Nalini Gupta, the Managing Director, and Ms. Jeevan Hans, the Head of Operations for Costa Cruises. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for being here with us, and thank you for giving us this wonderful presentation. Over to you. Can I request both the ladies to please unmute yourselves? I think you're muted.
Yes. So thanks, Devika, for the introduction. Before I start the presentation, I will just have Mrs. Nalini Gupta, who heads Lotus, which represents Costa Cruises in India, to just say a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody. Devika, thank you for the introduction, and also Vasundhara, thank you for letting me in. Good afternoon, friends from the travel industry. I always feel very excited speaking to you and sharing common screens with all of you. We are less than 4 weeks away from the sailing, a month away from the time Costa Serena comes into the country. What's exciting is not only are we so prepared and ready to welcome it, but also the government. As all of you may have read very recently, the GST on cruise vessels, which was applicable till very recent, has been removed. So there will be no GST, 5% GST payable on the cruise vessel any longer. And we also have a conference, Global Maritime Conference happening in Mumbai at BKC from 17th to the 19th of October. And the keynote address speaker is none less than the Prime Minister himself. So, cruising has literally got the eyeballs of India at every level, from y'all, from a selling perspective, from us as a cruise perspective, and also the government, who right now is supporting the industry and wanting it to flourish in our country. So I'm happy that all of us are in this journey, which actually is sowing the seeds for a very, very big industry in our country. So welcome on board. And we do have some good announcements to make, which I'm sure Vasundhara and Jeevan will cover. But welcome on board and happy to be here. Thank you. Vasundhara, you can take over.
So, hi everyone, I am Vasundhara. It's good to see some familiar faces over here, and while I can't be there in person, I'm at least happy to be e-meeting all of you. So the way I'm going to be doing my presentation, where I'll be talking to you about Costa Cruises, Costa Serena, which will be coming into the Indian waters, and even I'll take you through a quick overview of our Costa Toscana sailings, which are in the Emirates, and other ships which are in Europe. But yeah, the focus of today's presentation is going to be on our Costa Serena India sailings. I can see some people in the chats also talking about GST and about how do we compare to other cruise liners. I think the key fundamental point for us, which we're very, very proud about, is that we're going to be the first international cruise liner which will be doing domestic sailings in India. And when I say we're the international cruise liner, we also have very large vessels and we have very good experience within the cruising industry. So Costa Cruises has been sailing for over 70 years. And we're very proud to be bringing in the largest ship, Costa Serena. It will be the largest ship in Indian waters to sail in November and December until about early Jan. Since we've seen so much demand, we're extending the season until early Jan. So we'll be having pure domestic itineraries on a very large luxury vessel, because the trend has always been to bring to India smaller ships, but we this time wanted to bring a big ship which can give a great international feel to it, with luxury, many balcony cabins, bigger ocean view cabins, many more facilities on board the ship, which you'd usually get to experience only in Singapore or Europe. But we felt that why do people need to travel to Singapore or Europe? Why cannot they should be able to have this experience right here in India without having to spend on visas and spend on flights. Hence, you're getting this big vessel. But of course, while we'll have a big vessel with a lot of luxury on board, a lot of international experience, I think the main point always is that will there be Indian food? We'll be having a lot of Indian food and large varieties of Indian food, and of course a lot of customization with the entertainment as well. So just to there are many questions in the chat box which we'll be answering, some of them towards the end of the presentation. I'm going to take you today through a very quick overview, and I'm going to put my camera off as I take you through the presentation. So just some key points that I'll be speaking about. Firstly, I'll be introducing Costa Cruises. Then I will be taking you through our India itineraries, taking you through the ship Costa Serena, which will be sailing in Indian waters, and then just spending very few minutes speaking on our Dubai and Europe itineraries. So a quick introduction on Costa Cruises. Costa Cruises is part of the Carnival Corporation, which is the largest cruising conglomerate in the world. We have been sailing for over 70 years. In fact, this year we celebrated our 75th year of cruising. It coincided with the 75 years that India's independence. While we have the Italian flag and we sail across the globe, as you'll see, some of the places mentioned over here are Europe, Middle East, Asia, South America. As I mentioned earlier as well, we're very, very happy to be bringing a ship into India itself to do domestic itineraries. And of course, other than having larger ships, we've done a lot of other innovations as well. All our latest ships are LNG ships, which basically reduce its environmental impact as well. So while I'll be talking to you about Costa Cruises, I think this is very relevant for anyone who's not selling cruises. I would say a cruise product is one of the best products to sell. It's not only the best, but one of the easiest. You have got all your meals included within the product. You have entertainment included within the product. And this slide just gives you an overview of basically how much is included within the cruise product, making it very, very easy to sell to a customer. And from our experience, we've had almost 99.9% of people just come back very happy. So I think that works well for the for the travel partner as well, when their customers come back happy. So it's a very all-inclusive product. You don't have to do logistically; it becomes much easier to sell. Now, in terms of taking you through the itineraries that we'll be having in November and December, we'll be having a combination of 2 nights and 3 nights and 5 nights itineraries. On the slide, we've just listed down some of the 2 nights itineraries. They're pretty straightforward. We're going to have a Mumbai, Goa, Mumbai, Mumbai High Seas, Mumbai, Mumbai High Seas, Kochi. We've got some of the sailing dates already listed over here. In fact, some of these 2-night sailings, like 24th November, 1st December, 8th December, are Friday sailings. So it's a great weekend product. We're very happy though to say that some of our sailing dates like 15th December, 17th, 19th, and 22 December are sold out dates. We're very happy to have that news. But of course, we have a lot of other dates as well, which are available in terms of cabins for all of you to sell. In terms of our 3 nights itineraries, again, very straightforward round trips into Mumbai. Some of them are open jaws as well, one-way itineraries from Kochi, Lakshadweep, High Seas, Mumbai. In terms of our round trips to Mumbai, where we have a very interesting combination where we're doing itinerary with Goa overnight. And these are on all the festive sailing dates like Diwali and New Year's. So we'll be doing a Mumbai, Goa. On day 2, we reach Goa. We'll be halting for 24 hours within Goa. And then on day 3, we'll be leaving at about noon so that people get enough of a sailing time as well. And they also get the experience of being in Goa. And then we come back on day 4 into Mumbai. So these are on all our festive sailing dates of Diwali and New Year's Eve. Our first sailing is going to be on 4th November, which will be 3 nights, Mumbai, High Seas, Goa, Mumbai. Again, over here, while our 4th November sailing, we have not been able to have any launch offers only because our sailing is going very, very full on the 4th of November. But for 7th November and 10th November, we put some fabulous offers out, which we'll be happy for all of you to sell to your clients. In fact, on the 7th November cruise, we're also going to be shortly announcing a FAM for the travel partners, whereby only port charges and gratuities will be payable for that particular cruise. So it'll be for some of our special partners. We'll be happy to give it to the people attending today as well. In terms of our last itinerary, which will be seeing 3 nights, Kochi to Mumbai, these are Tuesday sailing dates, and one of the sailing dates, in fact, is around Christmas. So it's a very, very nice sailing itinerary going from Kochi, Agatti Islands, High Seas, Mumbai. This is perfect for anyone who stays in Kerala to package, or in case you want to package a Kerala and Kerala package pre-cruise, you can package a land package and then add on the cruise. Now, in terms of our other 3 nights itinerary, we also have a Kochi, High Seas, Goa, Mumbai. However, for this itinerary, we are also including on 12th of December, Lakshadweep, so Agatti Islands, and it'll be similar to our previous itinerary. Given the amount of demand we're seeing for Agatti, we are including Agatti on this one as well. Then we have other 5 nights itineraries. The 5 nights itineraries are basically round trip Mumbai to Mumbai via so all of our round trips from Mumbai to Mumbai, which are 5 nights, we've just recently decided that we'll have all of them with Agatti Islands within so it'll be Mumbai, High Seas, Kochi, Agatti, High Seas, Mumbai. We just got that go ahead recently, so we will be having Agatti as part of all our 5 nights itineraries. And the 5 nights are Sunday sailing, so it's a great package for somebody who's just wants to have who has 5 nights and can cover Kochi, High Seas, and get a great sailing experience as well. And all the 5 nights are on Sundays. I would like to say that we're also looking to extend our season until the 10th of January. We're going to be shortly announcing 2 to 3 more itineraries. Our very last itinerary, which will be on the 6th of January, will be an itinerary which even goes into Maldives. So it'll be a Mumbai, High Seas, Kochi, Maldives, Kochi itinerary, not with Mumbai, but it'll do a round trip one way from Mumbai, Kochi, Maldives, Kochi, or you can do a round trip from Kochi, Maldives, Kochi. So we will be shortly sharing those itineraries as well. Now, before I go on to talking to you about Costa Serena, can I just have the team to play, the Trav Talk team to play the video number 2. Okay, I think they're having some error with playing that video. So I think what we can do is just go back to the presentation and we'll come back to playing maybe another video. So please could we play the presentation?
We're just getting the presentation up for you. Just 1 second.
So just to give you all a bit of an overview on Costa Serena, which will be sailing within Indian waters, Costa Serena will be the largest ship to do domestic sailings. It's over 100,000 tons. To be precise, it's 14,500 tons. It has 1,500 cabins on board the ship. So I know somebody was asking about number of cabins. It's a total of 1,500 cabins. Out of the 1,500 cabins, about 500 cabins are balcony cabins. We have 70 suites and then a combination of insides and ocean views as well. The ship capacity is about 3,000 passengers in terms of double capacity, but in terms of max capacity, we're at 3,780. We have 14 decks, but the 14 decks does not count the 2 decks, which are for crew members only. So it's actually a total of 16 decks that we have on Costa Serena. In terms of restaurants, we'll have 5, there'll be actually about 7 places to eat, but out of the 7 places, there will be about 3 of them which are included within the cruise price. We'll have a very fancy sit-down area which will be included within the cruise price, and we'll also have a buffet area which will be included within the price of the cruise, and then of course the others will be at a charge. In terms of cuisine, we will have 70% of the cuisine will be Indian, and we'll of course have also the option of Jain, and along with that there will be also international cuisine available on board the ship. So it has 10 bars, food outlets. It has a beautiful wellness center on board the ship, about 60,000 square feet, 4 hot tubs, 4 swimming pools. So in terms of the swimming pools, we have 1 swimming pool which is at the mid of the ship, 1 which is at the back of the ship. You can sort of see it through this slide where you see the top view of the ship. 1 pool is at the mid, 1 is at the back of the ship, 1's a baby pool, and 1's the pool which is by the water slide. Then we have a beautiful multi-purpose sports pitch, an amazing outdoor jogging track, which is right at the top, one of the top decks of the ship. An amazing theater on 3 levels, a nightclub, lounges, an amazing atrium, shopping gallery, video arcade, a big kids club, and of course, as I mentioned, the baby pool as well. So let's have a look at some of the pictures of the ship. So this is a grand atrium, which is at the center of the ship with the panoramic lifts. Then we have many lounges. So this is a theater, which is where we'll have all our Broadway style shows in the evening. There'll be 2 shows, repeat shows every evening. I'll be in fact giving you a glimpse of one of the shows as well, which is a Indian customized show, which will be taking place at the Geo Theater. Then we have lounges like the Luna Lounge, an amazing grand bar, which will be playing a lot of music. So basically, while you're cruising, there'll be a lot of music played at the different lounges of the ship. And there'll be international musicians along with Indian musicians as well. Then an amazing disco, which opens at midnight. A casino, which has every sort of casino game from blackjack, poker, 3-card poker, roulette, slot machines. It's a very, very big casino. Then we have these other lounges like the Cupido Lounge, conference rooms, and as I mentioned, spectacular Indian and international entertainment. Now, just to give you a glimpse of one of the entertainments that will be taking place on board the ship will be by the Illuminati group, which in fact had won India's Got Talent a few years ago. So if the video works, let's have the Trav Talk team to try and play the video.
ਕੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਕੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਰੱਬਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਵੇ ਕੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਕੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਕੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਰੱਬਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਵੇ ਕੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ
That's just a glimpse of what is the entertainment that'll take place on Costa Serena. In terms of now kids entertainment, we have a kids below 18 cruise free policy, wherein when there are up to 2 kids below 18 years and they're sharing the cabin with 2 adults, they have to pay only port taxes and onboard gratuities. So basically we have that kids cruise free program. So if it's a family cruising and sharing a cabin, it makes it pretty good value in terms of the package price. And for kids, we have an amazing squawk club where we have activities for 3 to 11 years old, 12 to 17 years old, and of course for even 6 months or 3 years old we have some cot beds, baby baths and things which are there. But of course when it's infants and there's babysitting required, there might be a small charge to it, but otherwise our kids club is totally free, and there's a lot of activities that take place for kids, giving time to parents to do some of their own activities. So this is a picture of the kids club, and now I'll just take you through some of the pictures of the pool decks of the ship. So as I mentioned, we've got a beautiful mid pool deck. And this ship, Costa Serena, has been refurbished very, very recently in May 2023. And in fact, right now it's cruising in Japan. So as you know, if you're cruising in Japan, you have to have a very, very luxurious ship and a very nice ship to be able to cruise in that market. And that's why we even for the India market want to make sure that the ship we're bringing is refurbished and it's basically top of the line. So the other pool deck, which is at the aft of the ship, the jogging tracks, the water slides, sports pitch. And in terms of the restaurants, as I mentioned, we will have the Vesta or the Ceres restaurant, which will be included within the price of the cruise. And along with that, we also have an amazing buffet restaurant, which can accommodate over 1,300 people, which will be included within the price of the cruise. So people can have the option of going to buffet, or in case they want to have a meal which is a little bit more a la carte as well, they have that option. With partial buffet and a la carte items, they have the option to go to Vesta or Ceres. Then we have these other corners like the gelato corner. They'll be amazing, as I mentioned, Indian and international cuisine. Then we have an amazing gym on board the ship. It's very, very large. And along with that, the gym, you have also the sauna, which is overlooking the sea. The sauna is included within the price of the cruise. However, coming towards the well-being area, which is the Samsara Spa, it's a 60,000 square feet spa. We have amazing spa treatment rooms at the Samsara Spa, along with many other areas like the winter garden, sauna, steam, relaxation lounges. Of course, the spa is at a charge. However, if people don't want to take a treatment, they can just do a spa access and pay very, very little to be able to go to these other areas like the internal jacuzzi area, the winter garden. And this is just a picture, a slide just showcasing to you of all the technology now, which is integrated within Costa Serena, where the Photoshop as well has become very digital. And now coming towards the cabins, which is one of the most important parts of the ship. We have very large cabins on Costa Serena, and in terms of large, I would say in comparison to most other cruise liners, these cabins on Costa Serena are quite large. What we've done to customize for the India market is we've included kettles in the cabins. Also, other than that, all the cabins can be made into twin cabins. And as you will see in this particular slide, you have a great variety of cabins. So there are 1,500 cabins on board the ship. Out of the 1,500, about 592 are inside cabins, 333 are ocean view, over 500 are balcony, and you have almost about 70 suites. Now, just some pictures of the different cabins. So this is the balcony cabin, which can accommodate 2 up to 4 people. But I would like to mention one point is that when we say it can accommodate up to 4 people, not all the balcony cabins can accommodate 4 people. So it's very important that if you're trying to book a triple or a quad balcony cabin, those are the ones which get sold out very, very quickly. So it's better to book those in advance. We'll be sharing with you all these slides and this presentation, so you'll be able to get see the area of the balcony in terms of the size, in terms of the layout as well of the balcony cabins. Then we have the ocean view cabins, which are again pretty large size and can accommodate up to 4 people. When in terms of the balcony and ocean view cabins, when we say up to 4 people, the third person is accommodated on a sofa cum bed, and then the fourth person, it becomes into a bunk bed. However, in inside cabin, which is a starting category, the third and the fourth person would be on a bunk bed. So we always recommend that the inside cabin is used. If you're having 4 people within the cabin, it should be ideally 2 adults and 2 kids. Then we have these categories like the grand suite with ocean view balcony. The grand suite with ocean view balcony can accommodate up to 4 people. However, we have the suite with ocean view balcony. We have got 42 of the suite with ocean view balconies, which can accommodate maximum 3 people. And the mini suite with ocean view balcony, which can accommodate about 2 people. The suites are also pretty large size. So if you see the grand suite is over 400 square feet. Whereas the suite with ocean view balcony is over 300 square feet, and the mini suite is over 250 square feet. Can we play video 5 to just show the experience of Costa Serena? So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the mood, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Think down, call me on my phone, nice tea, and I get my ping pong. This is great, heavy, can't hear the bass, boom, I'm ready. Love is sweet as honey, get this beat shaped like money. Let's go, all alone, I'm need to step, I'm good to go. I'm a bad one, you know I know. Let's go. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so I can bring down the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with the little focus on the light, set the light. So these are just some offers that we have, companion free offers for the 7th and 10th November, which you can sell to your clients as well. All these flyers and these promotions are there on our Google Drive link, which I'll be sharing with you the barcode very shortly. Then we have amazing Diwali offers. So there'll be a lot of Diwali parties happening on board the ship, from Diwali themed party with beverages. We'll have top Bollywood and international themed shows. We're in fact going to be having on the 13th and 16th November, we're going to be having a Bollywood singer, Shibani Kashyap, who's going to be performing on board the ship. Then we'll have amazing festive meals, magic shows, kids activities, and a lot more. In terms of MICE as well, we have great experience with MICE groups. And in fact, there are already a lot of MICE groups which are confirmed on Costa Serena. And in fact, we do MICE groups across our fleet, even on our Emirates itineraries, Europe itineraries. So in case you do have any MICE groups, we do have short sailing itineraries, as I mentioned before, which you could offer to them. These are just some flyers which all of you could use to send to your clients. And this is a barcode link. You can even copy the Google Drive link where you'll be able to see videos, flyers, ship images, cabin images, brochures, cancellation policy, insurance, and all these other details that you might need handy for the Costa Serena India sailings. We'll share with all of you this link on the chat box as well. So just some key highlights in terms of Costa Serena India sailings. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be the largest ship in Indian waters. We're going to be having sailings in November and December, but we're extending until early Jan. Then we have a great combination of 2, 3, and 5 nights itineraries. We have got companion free offers for the 7th and 10th November. In terms of our festive dates, we've got the Mumbai, Goa overnight itineraries on the 7th, 10th, 13th, 16th. On the overnight Goas are on the 10th, 13th, 16th November. And we have those even on the 29th of December. But on these sailings of 7th, 10th, 13th, and 16th, we'll be having a lot of Diwali festivities happening on board. In terms of rates, we do have a system where all of our travel partners can check the live rates. But to keep it easy for the India sailings, we've also introduced rate sheets, which are valid for a good 1 month. And it's very, very easy to then take quotes from that rate sheet and be able to quote to your client. So basically, it's a great option for the peak months of November and December, where everything is very, very expensive. But I would say more than expensive, the Costa Serena product will be just one of, very, very unique experience, really one of a kind. And like I mentioned before, we're bringing it into the Indian waters. So for somebody who's even over here in the chat, I could see some people saying, okay, how do you compare to Singapore? I would say right now, in terms of even Singapore, flying to Singapore is very expensive. Then you also have flight tickets that you need to spend on. So I think for somebody who's just looking at a vacation within India, or maybe even looking internationally, but they're finding it very expensive in terms of flights, visas, and other formalities, this sailing will be an amazing sailing to offer to them. Just now, quick overview on our UAE itineraries. I'll just focus on 2 itineraries. So we have our 3 nights itinerary, which is a Dubai, Abu Dhabi itinerary. And this itinerary is basically for somebody who wants to maybe look at a hotel option, but instead of the hotel option, wants to book the cruise. So this ship docks overnight in Dubai for 2 nights, and then it does 1 night sailing into Abu Dhabi. However, I would say this option is great in terms of instead of a hotel, because the ship, as I mentioned earlier, has all your meals included, lots of entertainment happening on board the ship. So in that sense, it gives you great value, this 3 nights itinerary. Also, these itineraries are available from December to March, again, when Dubai is very, very expensive. Another point I would like to mention is that this ship, Costa Toscana, it docks at the Dubai Cruise Harbor Terminal, which is near Jumeirah, and it's a very, very beautiful part of Dubai. So from the ship itself, you can see the skyline of Dubai. And in fact, that Harbor Cruise Terminal is owned by the Carnival Corporation. So only Costa Cruises and the Carnival Corporation ships can dock at the Harbor Terminal. Then the second itinerary, which has been very popular with the India itineraries, is with the India market, is the Abu Dhabi to Dubai itinerary, which covers Qatar and Oman. This is a 3-country itinerary, and it's a great 4 nights itinerary. Now, only thing on this itinerary is that for anyone who's cruising on this itinerary, they would require to have the multiple entry UAE cruise visa. So I'm specifying on the UAE cruise visa, because when you buy a normal multiple entry, it's very expensive. But when you take a cruise and you take a multiple entry cruise visa, it's much cheaper. However, you have to take this beforehand, and it's not available on arrival in Dubai. You have to take it at least 8 to 9 days before your sailing dates. You should apply for the multi-entry visa. In fact, I would say more like 2 weeks before, but sometimes even maybe about 6-7 days working days processing time works well. In terms of a 7 nights itinerary, basically a 7 nights itinerary is a combination of a 3 nights and 4 nights, where you get an overnight experience in Dubai, and then it sails into Doha and Muscat as well. So pretty much the 7 nights, if somebody just wants to do a fly plus cruise package, it's a great package to provide, where you don't have to then worry about anything else. And in terms of our Europe itineraries, we will be having we have Europe itineraries all year round. We sail from January to December. We have itineraries from Barcelona, Rome, Savona. Savona is basically about 2-3 hours away from Milan Malpensa Airport. So we have West Med itineraries all year round. In the East Med, we have itineraries from Venice. We have also introducing itineraries from Athens, but those are mostly from about May to October. And itineraries in North Europe, which are May to September, which go across the Norwegian fjords. So this is just a glimpse of some of the different groups of people who've cruised on Costa Cruises across our fleet, from families on board the ship. Luckily, Indian families are quite large, so it pretty much becomes like a group. Then we've had lots of honeymooners, many corporate events that we do across our sailings. In India, they're booked, but even internationally. Then we've done the largest ever wedding at sea, which was a 2,000 guest wedding, which took place on our Europe itinerary. It's the largest ever wedding till date. And this wedding took place, it was a charter cruise, a 4-night charter cruise in Europe in the year 2017. And of course, other than that, we've had lots of celebrities like Sanjeev Kapoor, Dipti Bhatnagar, Lintu Roy, and many others who've sailed with us. So this brings me towards the end of the presentation, and I can see a lot of questions which have been asked on the chat. We'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, Vasu. Should we just try video number 2 once before we get into Q&A? We'll just
yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about it, Devika. We'll keep all those videos are there on the Google Drive, so let's have them take it from there.
Perfect.
I think what's important is a lot of the questions which are being asked over here, and I'll be happy to answer some of them.
Absolutely. I'm just going to start taking up the questions there. I'm just going to dive right into it. Most importantly, there are a lot of questions about who is the GSA, how to book, how do agents get commission. Can you address that? Because I've also put in the contact information on the chat tab as well.
Sure. So Devika, have you put the contact information on the chat tab?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay, yes. So for everyone, we can maybe that's the contact way where you can email us at info@costacruiseindia.com. So Lotus Aero Enterprises is the GSA for Costa Cruises in India. And the best way to reach us is through the generic email ID of ours, info@costacruiseindia.com, or you can call us on our landline number or WhatsApp us at our mobile number as well. In terms of the travel agents commission, we offer a 12% travel agents commission on the cabin fare, but sometimes we do have promo commissions as well, where we offer slightly more than that as well. And of course, for groups, we can work out group rates.
Perfect. There was another question, and there's another statement that Nalini ma'am made about the GST. Can you please address the GST waiver part?
Yes. So the GST, I would say in terms of relevance is there will be still 18% GST charged on the cruise tickets. This, I think she was bringing it more from the point of view that what the government is doing in terms of cruise vessels, international cruise vessels coming into India. So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to be the first international cruising company coming to India. So they had many different laws in terms of GST for the cruise vessels coming into India. So those are some exemptions that the government has given, but GST for ticket sales will still apply in terms of the 18%.
Perfect. Thank you. There's a question about if there's a foreigner on the ship, can he or she get the e-visa once they come back into Mumbai? Do they need to get a visa again if they start sailing from Bombay?
I think Nalini is going to try and answer that.
Let me take that question. From e-visa perspective, it doesn't depend on the ship as much as the port facility. I am not sure whether the ports of India are still able to get the e-visa done, especially for a domestic sailing. So I would imagine it will be better, like most people do, get a multiple entry visa into India. So that if they come back, they don't have a problem. In any case, they're sailing within India. So the question of them requiring it again doesn't arise.
Perfect. Thank you. Is there a cut and pay or TDS that will be deducted when you pay commission for
We
Costa?
just do the cut and pay route so that we don't come into the TDS and all those other taxes.
Okay. Are the rates for foreigners, NRIs, Indians the same?
Yes, it is similar. Yes.
Perfect. What is the minimum age for someone to travel on Costa Cruises? There's somebody asked about a COVID.
Yes, 6 months. 6 months. 6 months is the minimum throughout cruise liners. What is legally?
The 6 months has to be accompanied by an adult, for sure.
Perfect. Can you talk about the commission structure again? Because I'm getting back-to-back questions on the commission.
Yes. So we offer a 12% travel agent's commission on the cabin fare. So the port charges and gratuities are not commissionable. And in terms of kids, they have to still, whether it's a kid or infant, port charges are still chargeable to everyone. But gratuities are depending on the age of the person. But coming to the commission part, it's on the cabin fare only. Yeah.
Perfect. How about the beverage package? When can a guest book this? Can the guest book it themselves after they've made the full payment, or does the agent have to book it?
So guests can pre-book it or they can book it on board the ship. They have both the options of pre-booking but I would say for groups, we always advise them to pre-book the same. In terms of individual travelers, we tell them to have, in case they want to book it on board, they can just see other offers as well, which will be on board the ship.
Perfect.
One person asked, sorry, I'm just going to comment
here, Devika, that there will be GST applicable if they buy it here or buy it on the ship. Both ways, GST will be applicable because it's a domestic sailing.
Perfect. Are pets allowed on the ship?
No.
Pets, only medical dogs are allowed, which have to have a license, and they only medical dogs, but they go through a whole process of being allowed on board the ship as well.
Okay. Do you talk a little bit about the port charges and the gratuity that they need to pay? Because there have been quite a few questions based on this. What are the port charges like?
So the port charges for our 2 nights and 3 nights itineraries are 9,300 rupees per person. The gratuities depend on the number of nights that you're sailing, but to just give you an idea, it's approximately 1,000 rupees per person per night. So if you're sailing for 2 nights, it'll be approximately about 2,000 rupees. 3 nights, and for gratuities for kids who are below 18 years, it differs depending on the age. So below 4 years, we don't charge any gratuities. 4 to 14 years, we charge 500 rupees per child per night. And 15 to 17 years, we charge the normal gratuity as adults.
Does an Indian need a passport for being part of the cruise? Do they need a passport, or anybody without a passport can also travel?
Yeah, anyone without the passport, an Aadhaar card or a driving license. Ideally, the Aadhaar card works well. If they're an Indian citizen, Indian national.
Okay. Can you talk a little more about the companion-free offer and what are the sailing dates for this, or is it valid for all the sailing dates?
No, this is only applicable for our 7th and 10th November sailing dates. So as I mentioned earlier, we wanted to have some launch offers, but our launch sailing, which is 4th November, it's quite a full sailing. So we are having this companion free on the 7th and 10th November, wherein the second person does not pay any cabin fare, only port charges and gratuities.
Wonderful. Are there sightseeing options available at the port, and if so, are they in INR or US dollars?
So the excursions are all priced in US dollars, and the equivalent in INR can be paid on board the ship, or can be paid to us.
And any payments on the ship also is all US dollars or INR?
So onboard payments currently can be made through credit card, or you can make them in US dollars, but we're working around seeing what other avenues can be there as well.
Can we combine the companion free and child free offer?
Yes. So in fact, it is for 7th and 10th November with a companion and kids cruise free, because anyway, kids don't have to pay the cabin fare when sharing with 2 adults. How I'd say the kids cruise free is not applicable for our peak sailing dates like Christmas and New Year's.
Wonderful. Thank you. Can you talk about the Wi-Fi package or the internet available on the ship, and is that free of cost?
No, so the internet is at a charge, but we have some really affordable packages which cover one of them which covers only WhatsApp communication, the second one which covers WhatsApp and social media, and the third one which covers all the internet. Yes.
What about entertainment? Is the entertainment free, or does that have a charge also on the ship?
Entertainment is all included within the price of the cruise.
Amazing. What is the average price of a suite?
Of the suite, typically for a 3 nights itinerary, it would be the cabin fare would be about 70,000 rupees per person. Then you add the boat charges and the gratuities.
Perfect.
Approximately about 75,000 rupees per person.
Wonderful.
For 3 nights, yeah.
So I have a question about the European cruises. And if somebody wants to be part of the European cruises, will you help them apply for the Schengen visa, or do they have to apply on their own?
We can give them the booking confirmation that they're booked on the cruise. In terms of groups, I would be honest, we've tried to help some of them before, but we don't take like full responsibility saying that, if you take the cruise, you will get your visa or the visa appointment. But of course, to whatever extent we can try, we do try. If they're specifically taking an itinerary which is from Italy, since we are an Italian cruise line, it becomes easier with Italy, but yeah.
Perfect. Can you talk a little more about the sail now, pay later option, please?
Yes. So the sail now, pay later option are sort of very low interest very low interest that you have to pay on the cruise ticket, which is a collaboration that we have with Sancash. And so basically, for anyone who wants to book the cruise and take that offer of travel now, pay later, we just have the clients to coordinate with that team, with that financing team, who has to check their credentials, and then accordingly they can give them the different options.
Okay. Do the agents need to deduct TCS when they are booking the cruise?
TCS is not applicable for the domestic sailings. It is applicable for the international sailings.
Okay, perfect. There is another, Vasudha, again, I'm getting questions about the GSA, how they can book, and if they should book GSA directly with you or through a PSA. Can you just elaborate on the booking process again for agents?
So we're happy for them to book with us as well. If they feel comfortable with a PSA, we do work with some of the partners as well. So we're happy to even go for them to go to them or book with us. Whatever they feel most comfortable with, we're happy to go ahead with that.
And I don't think they'll get a better price on any other partners, right? The price will be absolutely same across the board.
Yeah, it is similar. Unless somebody has taken a block with us, then maybe it might be a bit different, but usually it is similar. Yeah. Sorry, Nalini is trying to say some.
If it's a pre-bought block, they probably may have some price advantage which they may want to pass on to someone else.
Yeah.
Friends, there are lots of questions coming up about the contact information. The contact information is available in the chat tab. I'm updating it again right now because a lot of you are constantly asking us for the contact information. Please, I think the mobile number is Vasundhara's. Please feel free to call on this contact information. What are the wedding incentives available on board if somebody wants to take a wedding on the ship?
I'll let Nalini answer that question. Yeah.
In fact, we have a big fat wedding also scheduled on one of our sailings in India. What they basically require is, one is to ensure you have good food, which we do have. They need good venues, and fortunately for us, if the venue is available, we don't charge. So it becomes a big advantage where we are willing to give them a venue and we're going to help them facilitate decorating the place. As long as there's no permanent fixtures affected, we do allow them to even do some element of decoration. More importantly, many of these weddings require balconies and suites, and since our ship has quite a lot, 505 balconies, we get that advantage of being able to cater to that segment of the wedding planners. So I think in terms of food, in terms of the venues itself and in terms of the ship and also the entertainment on board, I think we qualify. And also we are happy to give them the theatre if it's a large enough group for them to have their Sangeet. And that, of course, is at no cost, which is like a big advantage.
Wow.
So,
can the actual wedding ceremony take place on the ship?
Yeah, as long as a Havan Kund is a small one, which is very clearly defined, and it is done on the pool deck. Of course, they will have people from security around there to ensure that there's no problem. But we do allow the wedding rites to be done around the fire. But it will be a small Havan Kund, which is clearly outlined and given to us to be able to pass on to our clients.
Wonderful. In Mumbai, where does the ship dock exactly? Can you? I like that.
Green Gate. I don't know whether people I'm sure are familiar with VT Station and Ballard Estate. It is near Green Gate, which is very close to Grand Hotel.
It's at Ballard Pier, which is in the south of Mumbai.
Perfect. Thank you. Are there any plans of sailing from Chennai?
Maybe next year.
Not for now. Yeah, who's to know in the future? Not for this year for sure, but in the future. But we do see a lot of interest. In fact, as I speak to you, I've got invitation from the Vizag chairman because they've got to open there's a newly opened cruise terminal in Visakhapatnam, and of course, Cordelia is already going to Chennai, and these ports are now getting developed and into the consumer mindset of sailing from those ports. So I'm sure as we go forward, there will be some plans, but as of now, we're still in the west coast of India.
Wonderful. The one last question that I'll take up is about the sailing till the 10th of Jan. Can you share more details on which sailings will continue till the 10th of Jan?
So we will be sharing those itineraries with everyone. It will be a combination of 2 short sailings, which will be 2-nighter sailings, Mumbai, Goa, Mumbai, High Seas, Mumbai, and then 1 sailing which we'll have going into Maldives, which will be our very last sailing before we move out of India, but come back before we come back soon again.
Perfect. Okay, I've got the absolute last question about cancellation rules. Can someone cancel their booking and will they get any money back if they cancel?
We do allow a name change policy, which is pretty flexible until about 21 days before the sailing date. In terms of cancellation, yes, they can cancel, but there will be a charge. And we have our cancellation policy on the Google Drive link as well. So there will be the port charges and gratuities are refundable, but there will be a cancellation charge on the cabin fare. How I would recommend anyone who thinks, they might cancel because they're scared with some health reasons, they can even just buy the insurance, which we have at very affordable prices starting at about 175 rupees per person.
Can you highlight the name change again, please? Instantly, you mentioned that, Vasu, and I've got 10 questions based on that.
Yeah. So the name change policy, which we can allow up to 21 days before the sailing date, where we will not have a charge for the same.
Wonderful. Perfect.
Yeah.
Friends, now we've come to the most awaited and the super exciting part of this webinar, where we have the quiz link go live. Yes, there is a quiz link on the chat tab, and there is a quiz link live on the offer section. You can click on that and answer some simple questions to win a trip on Costa Cruises. Vasu, do you want to tell us more about what our audience can win today?
Yes. So, okay, quickly before I answer that, Devika, I did see one question in terms of a classic and premium cabins differentiation.
Yes.
Just want to answer that very quickly. So the classic cabins are just basically on lower decks, whereas the premium cabins are on higher decks. In terms of our price for the quiz that we'll offer is, we will on the 7th of November cruise, we will offer a free cruise, an Ocean View cabin, which will be available. So 1 lucky winner who will get that, where they'll be traveling FOC. So yes, so for everyone who answers a quiz, please go to the quiz, answer them, and we'll choose 1 lucky winner.
Wow, friends, isn't that super, super exciting? Aren't you waiting to cruise with Costa Cruises after that presentation, after those videos? Can't you? I mean, I'm sure you're all super excited about it. So am I. I hope that one of you gets to go on that cruise. I know a lot of you made requests for fam trips. I'm not putting Nalini ma'am and Vasundhara on the spot and asking about fam trips, but they are giving you a chance to win a trip for 2 of you on the cruise. So Go in, answer those that quiz question, and stand a chance to win. Nalini ma'am, any closing remarks from you? Any closing words?
I love the energy with which you have conducted this, Devika, and I think Vasundhara has answered most of the questions well. I'm just now looking for everybody to participate in this wonderful quiz and also, more importantly, in selling Costa Cruises. So I look forward to all of that. Look forward to your support. Thank you.
Absolutely. Vasundhara, any closing remarks from you?
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to working with the trade. Really, the travel partners today for us are very, very important. And I would say while we booked a lot of groups and you can see some sold out sailing dates as well, I would like everyone over here to be able to, even if they sell one cabin, even that one cabin is very important for us because you want to have that kind of reach within the Indian market. And I think that's what's most important for us on the India sailings because it is really a one of a kind product, and I think it's very, very important that every partner over here does some contribution to it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Team Costa, for coming and giving us this wonderful presentation. Sorry, Jeevan, I didn't see you on screen.
That's okay, Devika. I called her in. That's why I realized that she was sitting quietly alongside, but not in the frame.
Wonderful. Jeevan, anything from you? Anything that you want to do to motivate the trade to sell more Costa Cruises?
No, I think Nalini and Vasundhara has covered all. And what I can only say is, as they have said, we are just waiting to have you all on board.
And Jeevan is here to support everybody.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Team Costa. Thank you for making our afternoon, especially a Tuesday afternoon, this exciting. I'm sure everyone is waiting to cruise with you. Thank you to our lovely audience for being so interactive, asking so many questions. And if we missed out on any questions, we will be sharing these questions with the team at Costa, and I'm sure they will get in touch with you. Like we said, the presentation, the recording, everything will be shared with you. There are lots of questions coming out about the Google Drive. The Google Drive link has also been shared with you. So please download all the information and start selling Costa Cruises. And most importantly, take part in the quiz. Don't miss out on that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.